Hey, are you ready? Yeah, welcome to the Say Michael podcast. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome you to episode 14. Wow. Episode 14. Can you believe we made it here? You know, if you're listening right now, consider yourself my best friend because you are a friend and you're helping me be my best, you know? And I just want to thank you for joining me here on the Say Michael podcast, one man's attempt at business, family, and comedy. And I am your gracious and wonderful host, Michael Aigbedion. You know, right now we're at a temporary lockdown. We are at a stay-at-home, I don't know what you call that, stay-at-home order, you know, depending on where you're from. But I'm in Dallas, Texas, so that's happening here. To stay away from people because of a pandemic that's going on right now. We're in our third week of this pandemic. And, you know, I'm just letting you know here, right now, I'm here to rescue you. I'm here to rescue you from yourself. I'm here to rescue you from your boredom. I'm here to rescue you from your problems for at least about an hour. You know, I can't say all your problems, but at least for an hour, I'm gonna rescue you from it because this is a podcast meant for you to have a good time, entertain yourself, listen to a little business, listen to some juicy conversations, a little story here and there, and this one definitely got it. You know, right now, if you're staying at home, keep staying at home. Make sure you distance yourself because right now you need to understand this. The virus stops moving when we stop moving because the virus is spread through us. So the moment we stop moving and connecting with each other like this, the faster we're out of this particular lockdown because real lives are at risk. People are really dying. This is a very serious thing, you know. But, you know, hopefully that your neighbors are being nice and friendly because mine aren't. You know, for some reason, my neighbors don't wave. The neighbors don't wave, you know? You know, we've been in this neighborhood for close to 5 years, you know, and only about 4 of our neighbors have welcomed us, you know, and we see these people all the time. You know, and you would think at a time like this, you know, that, people are at their most friendly, you know, because they know that we're all in this together. But no, not even a pandemic gets our neighbors to wave, you know. And just as a quick fact, you know, we're the youngest niggas in the neighborhood, you know. And as another additional quick fact, we're the only niggas in the neighborhood, just so you know that. And I don't know if it's a situation of Dallas culture, because if you're familiar with Dallas culture, Dallas is has a money type culture, you know, a pay to play, you know. Dallas is about, you know, who's being served and who's doing the serving. And I don't know if that, you know, is the reason why people don't wave and aren't friendly with each other, because when you go to Houston, everyone's all mixed up. Everyone's having a good time, saying hello to each other, you know, super friendly. But for some reason, Dallas, neighbors here don't wave, you know. I put my hand up or shake it. I just shake it a little bit. They just seem not to just wave back. And, you know, I would think, again, at a time like this, that let's say they really needed us and they knocked on the door and they're like, hey, Michael, can we stay here? Can we bunker down just for the night? No, I don't care what's going on. You know, you should have thought about that 4 months ago when you weren't waving, you know. But I definitely think that Dallas can be much friendlier. You know, we are, I don't know if it's just a stuck up city or whatever, but yeah, it needs to do better. But either way, it don't matter to me because your boy's still flossing. You know what I mean? It don't matter. I'm still flossing. I actually flossed right before I got on this episode with you. You know, so I really do appreciate you joining me on this one. A quick update with the Water Boys is that we're still up and moving, doing it really well. It's a mobile car wash, mobile and on-site car wash. Our on-site game right now is super low, but our mobile game super strong. Even in a time like this, in these past 3 weeks, that we still have customers who are still booking with us, still getting the services at their house, and we're super contactless, so we don't have to contact nobody. We just go to the car, it's unlocked. We take it from there, but my employees are still eating. And on the weeks, which there has been weeks in these last 3 weeks, there's been at least 1 week where they weren't meeting their regular pay, and I just came out of pocket and paid them what what they actually are really used to. I want to keep this going, for some time. Hopefully I could keep it going for as long as I need to make sure that my team is strong, that they feel, secure, and that they don't have to worry. That's how I take care of mine, but other people, like Facebook, they're doing, for their employees, they're paying them their full, and plus they just gave them an extra $1,000 bonus just to say, hey, here you go, stay at home. And now they're doing this new portal. That's how they're communicating to one another. It's through the portal. So there's a lot of companies out there who are making sure that their employees are taken care of, but it's not as easy for everybody. I understand that. Restaurant game right now is really tough, but the catering business has gone up. The catering and delivery business has gone up. So if you're in the restaurant game, takeout, or delivery really makes sense. But see, there are, some flaws with that. You got high end places, like let's say Perry Steakhouse. There's Nick and Sam's, anywhere like that, right? They say, hey, curbside. First off, Nick and Sam's, the only reason we go to your restaurant is for the restaurant experience. I'm not going to pay $150 for a steak to pick it up and take it home and eat it. That doesn't make sense. Part of the reason why that steak is $150 is because you have to go in that restaurant, and they give you that exceptional service, So if that's not happening, why am I paying $150 for a curbside steak? Huh? Discount it for what you're not receiving, what's not coming with it. So some of these people got to understand that, they were definitely heavier in the experience than they were in the food, And now at a time like this, where they can't give people that experience, and they're still pricing it based on the, what they feel the food is valued based on that experience. No, $150 for a steak that you got to pick up curbside and take home. No, that's not how it works. On to other news. The barber school is doing good. Michael's Barber Academy is still open, but we're close to the public. We don't have anybody going into the school right now. We haven't had anybody for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And right now we've moved most of our curriculum, at least the in-class curriculum, online. So, and this is what Cosmo School's been doing, esthetician school, any of those hands-on type service businesses are moving a lot of what they're training online. TDLR, which is the Texas Department of Licensing and Registration, gave us the opportunity to do these things online, and I just want to say I appreciate that because, we're still able to keep the doors open, in a certain way, and still take care of our current students. We haven't had any new enrollment since because of this whole situation, but I feel that we'll be back into good graces somewhere in July. That's what I'm thinking. You know, I feel optimistic about what's going on. I know not everyone's in the same situation, but just know that, you know, this is temporary. It's not permanent, and that we'll get through this, you know, because nothing lasts forever, you know, and, you know, a lot of people, you know, I know they try to do the whole doomsday thing. Oh, the world's coming to an end. But guess what? The world has been ending since it started, you know? So it's always ending. So don't listen to all that because it's hogwash, you know? But I'm here to bring you a few gifts. Don't say Christmas didn't come early, because Christmas is coming early today. And the reason why is that I found another grant for you all, and this one is an even juicier grant than the $10,000 grant that I mentioned before. This grant is called the Payroll Protection Program, the PPP, right? And the difference with this one is that with this particular grant versus the $10,000 grant is that this was not limited by 10,000. This one I think could go all the way up to 10 million, right? And the way this one works is that they'll pay your, like, okay, so what they'll do is they'll take your last year's numbers and they'll give you, I think, 2 to 3 months worth of what your payroll is, right? Now, they'll give you that, and, you know, whether you're paying yourself or paying your employees or whoever is on your team, as long as you use 75% of those funds over 8 weeks to pay your employees, like as if nothing ever happened, and then use the remaining 25% towards your lease or towards utilities or anything like that, they'll forgive it, 100% of it. So that means that, let's say your payroll last year was from, you know, your 2 best months was, let's say, $30,000. They'll give you $30,000 as long as you use that $30,000 towards paying your employees and towards your utilities or your rent. They'll forgive 100% of that. Now, I mean, come on now. I ain't had something like this happen since 2005. In September of 2005, well, around that time, I'm not sure if y'all remember, there was something called Hurricane Katrina. And Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, and it was pretty devastating. But see, Hurricane Katrina's cousin, Hurricane Rita, hit Beaumont, Texas, where I went to school, Lamar University. And Hurricane Rita was a cyclone, a really bad cyclone. So it wasn't really a hurricane like that. But hey, it was one of the worst cyclones ever. And we had to evacuate out of Beaumont. We had to go back to wherever our homestead was. I went back to Dallas a lot, you know, along with a lot of my friends. And they said, if you've been affected by this Hurricane Rita, please call FEMA and we will help you out. Well, I called FEMA and I was on hold with them for about 4 hours. But when I got through, they said, hey, Michael, sorry that you've been going through all this. We got a check on the way. I waited next to that mailbox every day for 7 days. And when that check came, $2,000. I'm 20 years old at this moment. Think about it. 20 years old, in college, broke. $2,000 to me was $200,000 to a 50-year-old. I was like, I'm rich. I am so rich, man. And I took that $2,000, and the first thing I did is I ran to the mall. And I went to Macy's. And the first thing I got, I bought $200 in Polo Ralph Lauren socks. I had to get those socks. I don't know why I got those socks, but I spent $200 in socks. And then I went from Macy's and I ran to Old Navy, and I bought about $150 in blazers. And now, if you're familiar with, you know, Old Navy prices, $150 in blazers is about 60 blazers. So I had a whole suitcase full of blazers. I'm like, man, I'm going to be fresh for the rest of the year, right? And then I went from there, and then I ran to Dillard's and I bought a a patch. Okay, it's a Ralph Lauren. Look, there's a lot of Ralph Lauren. I get it. But hey, your boy had 2,000. Hey, your boy's rich. So there's a Ralph Lauren blazer, and it had all these like hobo patches on it. Super ugly. It's a super ugly blazer. And I spent, okay, the blazer is on sale from $1,500 to like $300. So I said, hey, put it in the bag. Put it in the bag right now. And to this day, I have not wore that blazer. I'm kind of embarrassed by that. To this day, I still have the blazer. Hopefully one day you might see me wearing it, but it's a super ugly blazer because it has these little patches that look like a hobo clown. It's a cheap looking, I don't know, but it was unique, and I guess that's why they discounted it so much. But I said put it in the bag. And I know what you're probably thinking, like, Michael, that $200, the $2,000 was for you to help yourself in a crisis. First off, who are you to judge? Second, who is FEMA to judge? Who are they to tell me that I don't need these socks? Who are they that I don't need to keep my feet warm? Who are they? So this is not a place for us to judge. So that's why I'm telling you right now, I'm bringing you the goodies. Christmas has came early. This grant that is coming in right now, the payroll protection program, by far the best, and hopefully you could lock into this before you get locked out, So I hope that you feel that one. Another gift for you is that MailChimp is giving away, MailChimp and Facebook, they're giving away free advertising. So they're going to give you, I think, anywhere from $500 to $5,000 worth of online advertising for the free. I'm talking about Facebook marketing, MailChimp marketing for the free. Come on. So go to facebook.com and figure out or find that ad grant that they're giving for you to, push free ads for your business, and then go to MailChimp, and then they'll show you how to lock in for free ads there. You can't lose here. You got money coming in to take care of your employees. You got grants coming in to take care of your overhead. You also have, advertising grants and free advertising. Come on now. This is going to slingshot you so fast into the future. Come on. Take advantage of this. I hope you are. But yeah, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about myself in 2005 when I got that $2,000, I'm not even going to start on, the $500 I got from Red Cross, but I learned a lot, and I learned a lot about myself now in this whole stay at home because, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I'm making good of it in this time that I'm having because I'm getting back in the weight room, because I have time to make sure that I get my body right. I'm reading the books. I'm currently on a book. Oh, let me show you. Range. This is by David Epstein, and it's called Range: Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Malcolm Gladwell, but he wrote a book called Outliers. It's one of my favorite books, and it talks about 10,000 hours. And it says that you become an expert when you spend 10,000 hours in anything, right? And this book, Range, is saying that, not only do you not need to spend 10,000 hours in a specialized, specific, thing, you should generalize that you should do different things, and that those general understandings that you have in different areas would make you a more successful, more skilled person, And the weird part is on the front, it says, I loved Range by Malcolm Gladwell. So they put that there as a nod to say, hey, this book rivals Outliers, which is a good one. But I also learned in this time of being at home, of my eating habits. I don't know if I'm creating new eating habits or discovering my old ones, but my wife calls me the human, not human, the household trash compactor, right? I think she used to call me the human trash can before, because I would eat pretty much anything that is left over in the fridge. And I didn't notice it until, this whole stay at home little order came into play. But, I eat food in the fridge in order of, like oldest to new, and that's not good. But see, what's also not good is buying all this food and then throwing it in the trash. So even when my wife cooks delicious fresh food like jambalaya that she cooked today, I'm still eating chicken from 4 days ago. Is that a problem? No, it's not a problem. My stomach is fortified and I'm strong. I'm taking my vitamin C. So I just hope that I stay strong, because, I don't want to keep eating old food, but as long as it stays cold, and look, just so you have another fun fact when it comes to me, is that I could eat food cold. I could eat anything straight out the fridge. I know some people, how do you eat something without it being warmed up? How do you eat Brussels sprouts without it being warmed up? Well, let me just tell you, I just eat it. I'm not tripping, I'm not tripping on the heat. So that's just what that is. Also, the other day, calm me down a little bit. The other day we went to Shake Shack. If you're familiar with Shake Shack, it's what is it? Shake Shack is a burger spot. Shout out to New York. They came down to Dallas and they blessed us with some delicious burgers. Even though the burgers aren't competing with Shake Shack is one level below In-N-Out, and then Shake Shack is probably at the lowest. Above In-N-Out is Whataburger, and then above Whataburger, you're probably looking at Brahms, slept on, and then above all those is you're probably looking at Twisted Root, super fire Twisted Root, and then as a wild card number one, I would say McDonald's. Ooh, why did I say McDonald's? Not because it's delicious, because it is, but because they're consistent. And I love their business. They've scaled their business in ways that are unimaginable to those beneath them. So I don't just like McDonald's for their burgers. I like what they did with the burger and what they did to their business and how they scaled it so amazingly. So that's why they're at the top. But while we're on the way to Shake Shack, there's a business that's, we went to one in Las Colinas, and there's a business there that's called Lunchbox Wax Center. Do you hear that name? It's called Lunchbox. They wax you, and they're called Lunchbox Wax Center. And I'm thinking, that's the name? That's the name you chose? I'm like, Lunchbox. Worst case, I would think, because to me, that's not a great name. It's a weird name. They could have called it Bush Box or Juice Box, But Lunchbox? No. Ain't nobody eating no box of lunch in the middle of the day like that. Like, who thinks that that's a lunchbox? Ain't nobody eating that, Or not, is it that eating, or I don't even know what I'm saying. But they call it Lunchbox, and I think that's just a real peculiar name, an odd name to give a business, But yeah, because I don't know. It just seems odd, for a business name, Lunchbox. But I left this one a little shorter than I usually do, because I'm introducing something new to you. What you're about to listen to is a conversation, a great conversation with a potential co-host, and this is what I would consider what you've been listening to right now, which is usually my one-on-one with you. That's always going to be here, but I'm also introducing to you another segment in the same episode. I know you're thinking to yourself, Michael, like you're giving us too much today. I know. I'm going extra ham, eggs and cheese right now, for you. But, this is this first segment where I'm giving you the one-on-one, right? And the second segment, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm introducing to you my co-host. And my co-host is my best friend, Bly Aigbedion. And we enjoy a great conversation. We discuss everything from family. We have great laughs and talk about everything under the sun and what's going on right now. So it's just a new layer, because I'm thinking to myself, why is it that I have to make you choose between either me or me having a conversation with a guest or me having a conversation with my best friend? No. The answer, if you really want to know, the answer is both. You get it all. You're going to get me, then you're going to get me and my wife. And then in the future, you're going to get me, my wife, and a guest, and she's going to bring the softer female dynamic to it. I'm going to bring the heat, I'm going to keep the control. I'm going to keep my foot on the gas, So just know that I'm introducing to you one of the most special people in my life. And she will be with me every week. And I will be giving you my one-on-one. And, me and her will talk about whatever it is that we talk about. And just know, as we go in the future, I will just give you more, and I'll give you more, and I'll give you more. Because there's no choosing which one between, when it comes to me. I'll only give you the most. I choose both. I give you everything I can. So, thank you so much for joining me. And, take a listen to me and my wife. Yeah. Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Cool. How do you feel? You feel good? Feel great?
I feel good. Yeah. I wouldn't say great, but I feel good.
Why you say you wouldn't feel great? What would make you feel great?
What would make me feel great? Going back to work.
Are you over the stay at home?
No. The first 2 weeks was hard. I wouldn't say I'm over it, but
what week are we in?
Damn, I don't even know.
It's a third week. It's a third week from last Tuesday.
I don't know. My days are all mixed up. I really don't know.
They had somewhere it was like a news thing, and they said, "Let's play. What day is it?"
Yeah.
You don't know. You have no idea.
I know today's Tuesday.
Yeah, I
and it's the 7th, April 7th. But as far as how long we've been in this house, I have no idea. I stopped counting. Has it gotten easier? Are you what do you think? For me, yeah, it has. The first 2 weeks was hard. Talking to you about how I felt low key not feeling that great about being stuck at in the house and not having things to do as far as work. But now I'm just kind of used to it being what it is and making the best out of the situation. So we've been doing a lot of home improvement stuff and decorating and things that make me happy.
Yeah. So you got a few things accomplished.
I know.
How long have you been putting off things that you said?
A couple of years.
Wow.
We have we have a blank wall, and I've been staring at this wall for about 2 years, just trying to figure out what to do with it. And, I'm addicted to Pinterest, so I get all my ideas from there. And finally one day I was just look, I'm going to buy all this stuff. I'm going to decorate this wall. We're going to get it done. And everything came. We decorated it, and I'm so proud of it. It looks so good. It looks
great. But it made me a little nervous because, at a time like this where everyone's kind of budgeting and hunkering down.
Look, I'm over here shopping every day. I got a package coming to the house.
Is that a coping thing?
It could be but it's making me happy. So
I haven't bought. Look, I'm not the person who buys online at all. You know,
and I'm the complete opposite.
And I thought by now that maybe I'll get into like new habits as far as like, buying online and things like that. But I still don't buy online.
I buy everything. If we could buy a house online, I probably would.
I think you can. Yeah. I think you can. Like, what's that place called? Red?
I'm not sure. I don't know the website, obviously, but I might go check it out.
Yeah. Because there's a thing called Red. Man, it's on the stock market too. And it's
like it'll come to you.
Yeah. And basically that you could, I think, get like a virtual realtor to come in or whatever.
Ooh.
I forgot exactly. It's like Red something. It's
I'll
annoying
have to check
me
that out.
Yeah, but
I just downloaded this app though.
Which one?
I think it's called Design app, where you can I haven't got on it yet.
Spell?
Design
app. Just regular.
Yeah, just the word design app. I think that's the name of it. Where you can it's like a virtual house, and you can design the rooms, like pick the furniture and everything. I haven't used it yet. I just downloaded it today, but one of my coworkers, she uses it and she loves it. So she was like, Bly, check it out. You might be interested in it since you're like designing your house right now with the decorating. So
it's like, it's not something like, I was about to ask, is it a game or is it something like realtors?
No, it's not a game. It's
something?
Just probably, it's just an empty house and you just go room by room and you just decorate it.
Does it look
from
like
top to bottom?
Does it look like your house?
Maybe. I haven't used it yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I literally just downloaded it like an hour ago.
Oh,
so that's gonna be like a new a new hobby for me because I'm addicted to Pinterest, always have been, and I've been using it way more now because I'm at home, and so I'm just picking like random spots in the house to redecorate, and then I was like, okay, well this little app would be cool just to have spare time and play around with.
Are you over cooking or are you still into it?
Y'all, I've been cooking like 3 times a day. I'm a cafeteria lady over here. Jeez, the janitor, the cafeteria lady.
That's not a bad thing, right? Or is it a bad thing?
I mean, it's not that bad. You just run out of ideas. And when you have little kids, it's like, what can you cook? You can't really just go so fancy. We like to eat fancy. The boys really don't. I mean, I made jambalaya and they love the shrimp. Mm-hmm. That's probably as fancy as they get is shrimp. But
everything is risky when it comes to how picky they are with their food. Yeah,
because one day they'll love it and the next day they're like, So it's like, okay, what? Chicken nuggets, spaghetti, fish sticks? I mean, what are we eating over here?
Have you learned something new about like as far as like because you talked about different like recipes and things like that. Now that you're kind of over it, is it that you want to go to do something different, or is it that you just are over it?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to try something different, but then I am kind of over it. Yeah. So
I think everyone's over this whole thing, but I know you're telling me earlier that it's gotten easier, this whole quarantine thing, right? So it started off rough.
It was rough for me the first 2 weeks. I thought that, I would have everything planned out and scheduled, which I did. And I'm so like controlling, and I want to control everything and make sure everything is happening specifically at the times that I set.
That's facts.
Yeah. And when they don't go my way, it's just like I get anxiety. So the first 2 weeks was hard. Like I was stressed out, anxiety. I felt like I was kind of like low key. I wouldn't say depressed, but I felt like it was kind of heading that way.
Going that direction.
Yeah. Because I'm just so used to doing things that, not that I want to do, but that makes sense for the family as far as like, work. I like going to work.
But isn't that part of like when you're trying, like, I wouldn't say trying something new, but when you go into something new and you're adjusting, did you account for like that time of knowing that you're not going to be very comfortable?
Yeah, I did. But I think I tricked myself into thinking that this is going to be fun. We're all going to be okay. Like we got it down packed. We'll be fine. But no, like I'm working from home now, which is something that I've never done before. I work retail, so I like to be out and about, talking to people. The fact that I'm doing retail inside of my house is extremely weird. And at the same time, I'm teaching the boys, So it was just like trying to balance everything. And You know, it was really hard in the beginning, but now I feel like I have a system down and it's working.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still working from home. I'm still teaching the boys. You know, I'm doing more creative time with them instead of just making them work in workbooks, you know, figuring out new things for them to do, and then making sure we work out, making sure we eat healthy, making sure we're going outside.
I've been feeling good lately.
I know, for real. I've been doing my squats. You know, we've been walking the block. We've been painting outdoors. When it's raining, we take a drive downtown and we just drive, you know, with the windows down. So all that's been helping me staying in the house. I'm not a homebody at all. So I think that was just kind of getting to me, but us, you know, going out and about and rolling that window down and letting that breeze hit your face. Ooh.
You know, Michael Phelps, he, I guess, recently just opened up about his depression and anxiety. And he talked about how people need to, you know, look out for their friends and talk to their friends and check on not only like their physical health, but their mental health.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But I feel like through this whole thing, the thing that people were most worried about is their mental health.
Oh, yeah. Like, I like to think as myself as a strong person. And I think people around me feel the same way. So it's very hard to read my emotions. I kind of, you know, stick to myself. I vent to you about everything. So my friends forget to check on me, you know, when I'm going through this with them. And if everybody else is down and out, how do you think I feel? You know, so I'm like, check on your strong friend. Like, that statement is so true.
But when they say check on your strong friend, that person who's posting it, they're saying check on me.
Yeah, check on me.
Yeah, check on me. And
even me, like, even with our, because, you know, we work every day from home. So we have a group chat that we text. And I'm like, check on your strong friend. And then one person was like, who's your strong friend? Everybody else was like, Bly. You know, like, I'm that strong friend. Like, check on me too. Make sure I'm good. You know, I'm not saying like baby me or coddle me, but just be like, hey, how are you? How are you feeling?
I was just about to ask that. Like, how do you do that? Like, is it, okay, if I ask you like, how's everything? And you say, what do you usually say?
See, with you, I get deep.
Not me.
Or with anybody
like
else.
A friend, like a.
See, it's hard because I have that wall up. Only because I'm like, I don't want to be pushed away or just kind of looked over. Because usually when I do open up to other people, I always get that, oh, you'll be all right. And they just kind of walk away. Because I am like a strong person. So it is hard for me to open up about my feelings with other people because I always feel like I'm going to get pushed away.
Yeah.
So I don't really do it much. And then every time I do open up, that's exactly what happens. So
I wonder if that's the thing that you do to yourself though, right? Like, you know, like if you feel, remember I told you like, oh, this is for y'all too, is that, you know, sometimes when you're trying to hide something, you know, like let's say an insecurity or something about yourself, it usually exposes that you have something,
right?
You know, and if you feel that, you know, I'm not going to open up or, you know, be vulnerable because I feel like I'm going to be pushed away. So therefore people treat you that way because you are like pulling the wall up, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's true. It could be that, you know, if I'm having a bad day and I show up at work and some people can see it on my face, some people can't. The people who can see it on my face, some choose to ask, you know, if anything's wrong, and some choose to ignore it. So, you know, I'm not trying to get too deep in this. It's like this a therapy session, but you know, it is a hard situation. I understand what everybody's going through it. You know, it's not fun to be in this, situation.
I feel like, I mean, this is just, maybe I can only speak for myself because I consider you my best friend.
Oh,
and you know, being in the house, which I'm not really against being like a homebody because I could be in or out, doesn't matter.
Right.
So I feel like I could adjust because I work from home a lot anyways.
Exactly.
So, you know, being next to my best friend and being able to talk to you more now. I think I mentioned this at the very jump saying, hey, you know, this whole coronavirus thing, you know, the stay at home, I'm looking forward to it because
you were so excited and you still are.
I love it. You know,
love it.
Yeah, because you know, like you learn a lot about each other. You learn a lot about yourself.
Right.
You know, and in our house, like I can imagine, okay, before we moved to this house, we're in Bly's apartment, which is how many square feet?
Ooh, it was little. It's like 800.
800 square feet, and we just had idle. So we only had one son at that time, or one child.
And he was just starting to crawl.
Yeah, and even me for myself, it was too much. That apartment was too small for us. So it's more like right now, like shout out to those who are in cramped spaces, working this out with their family. Because I know people were probably just like on the verge of getting a house, or on the verge of getting bigger spaces, and then this kind of put it to a halt.
Right.
And the fact that we're in this house now, I know how to balance and give you space and give myself space, but I'm enjoying it just because, who better to talk to?
I mean, that's true. Look,
we talk about everything.
Look, I've been complaining these past few years about not having enough time with you and the boys. Now that I have that, I'm complaining that I got too much time with you and the boys. So you just can't make me happy. I enjoy the extra time with you and the boys. It's just, it's a lot going on in this house. We got two.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Two boys. And so, they're at that age where they wrestle. Man, they love to wrestle.
And Kenzo hasn't stopped screaming since he's been born.
Yeah, he screams
all the time. But on another note, because I know that could go.
Let's stop it.
Crime is down. This whole coronavirus thing, crime is down by 20%.
That's so weird. Is it because people are scared to get the virus?
I don't know. They said robberies and violent crimes are down by 20%.
If I was a thief,
I know now
I'll be taking advantage of this situation. I'll be knocking on everybody's door.
Cause see, is it because that people are home, so there's nowhere to rob? Or
I mean, that could be true too. That could be true. But then I would think, I'm from New Orleans, so I'm not even going to put that idea out there. But I feel like there's ways to get what you want. But I'm glad they're taking a break.
I'm thinking I can imagine, gangsters like, hey, you gotta practice social distancing. I can't see them.
Yeah,
that's weird that this virus got even people who are criminals.
I know.
Acting, like upstanding citizens.
Well, I would hope that they think, more than just themselves. They have parents. They have kids. They have a significant other. So I'm sure they don't want to catch it and pass it on to them. But that's what I would think.
Why would you think a criminal would be that thoughtful?
I know. I mean, but you have a mom. All criminals have moms. So I would think that they wouldn't want to get their mom sick.
That's true.
I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking.
Man.
I don't know.
Making gangsters mindful and thoughtful? That's crazy. Well, but I know. So crime is down by 20%. Flexing online is down by
Instagram
90%.
is so boring right now.
For real? You enjoy the flexing?
No, I mean, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, I'm about to say I can't stand it.
I mean, it is pretty boring. I don't see people flexing. I mean, they posting some old pictures.
Yeah.
Look at me on the beach. First of all, I don't want to see no beach picture because we were supposed to be in Mexico last week.
Yeah. You're supposed to be fresh. Yeah, off of vacation right now.
Man. So I ain't trying to see nobody on no beach talk about some take me back.
Do they get the refund? Do we get all that?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
We got every cent back.
I was about to say. I didn't even follow up on that.
Every cent. I made sure. But yeah, that was a little sad that didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, back to Instagram. Flexing is down by 99.9%.
But the bullshit's still going up.
Yeah. And then that post I showed you about people were saying if you don't come out of this with a new hobby or a new
if you don't come out with this with a new skill, a new hobby or
new hustle,
or something like that, then it wasn't the discipline. It was you or something like that, or you're just lazy.
Yeah. I was like, what is this trending?
Yeah, there's another one where they said, tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
Someone said, this is a time where who's really there for you as far as a friend, those who aren't checking up on you and all that. What do you think about that?
People just be making up stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to find a reason to come out of this mad at somebody.
Exactly.
Saying this is a time where people, first off, checking on people is a two-way street.
Exactly.
So nobody in this little moment right now should be waiting on someone to check up on them.
Right. Exactly.
And those little weak ass tests, I feel like that's a dumb thing to say at a time like now, because everyone's trying to stay positive.
Right.
And then you're going to bring into some, okay, this is really showing you who your friends are. It's like, this is not that.
No, it's really not. I mean, this is your time to do whatever you want to do.
For you. Yeah.
If you want to check up on somebody, then cool. If you don't, cool.
Yeah. And look, at the end of the day, I feel like it's all this whole situation is what are you doing for yourself? You could reach out and figure out, okay, how's everyone doing? But you shouldn't feel some type of way people aren't reaching out to you.
Right.
Because that's a two-way street.
Right, exactly. No, I agree.
But, the reason I said the bullshit's going up still is because, I still see people not social distancing.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't really comment on it. I don't really go in on it like that, but I see it. And, but you comment on it?
I don't comment on it on Instagram, but if you one of my friends or somebody I know in my close circle and you doing it, you getting called out via text.
Yeah, I want to look. There's some people around me. I get it. They want to do business. They want to grind, do all that. But they're kicking it with their friends.
Yeah.
And not kicking it with their friends. Let me say that. Doing business and powwowing and trying to get to know, like new prospects as far as for business. And I feel like this is just not the time.
Right. Exactly.
But I'm not gonna. The hard part is that I can't really knock someone's like hustle. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like one of those things like, hopefully natural selection doesn't get them. You know what I mean? But
right.
if you get the virus, it's just hopefully we could just like slow it down.
Right. Yeah.
Because the reason why I get so upset, not really upset, but the reason why I feel some type of way about people who aren't social distancing right now and think it's like cool not to, and cool to have barbecues and small little parties, is that we're trying to get out of this as quick as possible, and the whole flatten the curve, us dropping down the numbers, the incidents, that's just something that help us get out of this much faster. And people really don't think this is moments where they said like people don't really know the effect they have.
Right.
Like when people say, "Oh, I don't vote because my vote doesn't count."
Yeah.
This is like a reflection of, okay, your actions do have repercussions.
Yeah, it does.
And it affects everybody. So this is a good test to see that, there's a ripple effect.
Right.
Oh, I was about to mention something else.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, even I'm like super conscious when I go into the grocery store. Like, it's not that I don't want anyone to get me sick. It's like I don't want to get anyone else sick. Even though I know I'm not sick, but I'm like, I don't want to get that person sick that's passing me by on the aisle.
Yeah.
Like I would feel horrible if I knew I got somebody else sick. But I guess some people just don't care.
There was someone shared something. It was like a soldier that was carrying a donkey on his back, right? And they're going through like a field, and there's like several like soldiers in this field. So this soldier had this donkey on his back, and it says, you would look at this picture, you would think that, oh, maybe the donkey's injured, or they're trying to help the donkey, or being thoughtful towards the donkey, and going through this field. But really what it is that they know that they're going through a minefield, and they let the donkey down. The donkey would hit a mine,
right,
and blow everyone up,
right.
So they said this is a moment where they said you can't let the jackasses roam wild. You have to control them. So you have to get in a moment where you got to control the jackasses, because they're going to affect everybody in the same situation. And I feel like that's what's happening now.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah, like this is a minefield. It's like calm down. Like this is. There's always moments that people want to stun or be cool in this moment, but this is, we're talking about people's health, and I'm just trying to get out of this as soon as possible. But even though I kind of like this kind of break, this little low pressure.
Of course you do.
Yeah, because like I'm taking my guilt-free naps. Those are feeling good, but I know for yourself, you've been on new shows. Like we just finished Ozark season 3. What are your thoughts?
I love it. I got my friends watching it too.
For real?
Yeah, as we speak, they're binge watching it.
Ozark is good.
Yeah, it's too good.
So she saw the entire season 3, which we're not going to give any spoilers. So we're not.
No.
But
and look, I do recommend it. I'm gonna go ahead and recommend this
call
one.
Back. And now we're going through season 1. I've seen season 1 and 2. we saw season 3 together.
Yeah.
And then we're going through season 1. We're like on episode 7.
Yeah.
And I don't mind seeing it again. It's still good. And it's weird because you're seeing it in a different light. You're seeing it like how they get to where they were at.
Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty funny because to me, it doesn't matter if I watch it out of order, but it is kind of cool to see like the beginning after I already saw the end of it. So, but it's weird because we started watching Ozark together when the season first dropped, season 1, because I saw all of the first episode, and then I must have fell asleep second episode, and then just let you finish it on your own.
So you feel bad about it?
No.
How about Tiger King? What are your thoughts on? Because you just started that, and there was
started it and finished it first episode. I'm not watching it again. Yeah. What is that?
Look, there's a split that's happening of people who are in love with Tiger King and people who just aren't interested.
I don't get it. I don't care to get it.
It's one of those things where, look, I was listening to Godfrey's podcast, and Godfrey we trust, right? And the Asian Andre was talking about, Tiger King with Godfrey, and Godfrey was like, I haven't really seen it. I'm kind of watching. I'm not really like into it like that. He's like, what? It's so good. Oh my God, it's like perfect for quarantine. It's like the perfect show. And he tried to describe. He said, what is so good about it? He's like, like guys who are just obsessed with tigers and
exactly.
There's nothing.
I don't care.
Yeah, and I'm like, that happens every time where people are like, bro, you gotta see Game of Thrones. And like I'm like an hour each episode, and it's in medieval times.
Yeah. See, that's a lot for you. I mean, I've never watched Game of Thrones, which is weird. I would have thought that I would pick that up.
For sure,
because that's something that I would like, but I'm not into like the trendy stuff. People are like, watch this.
When you say trendy, you're saying that before it becomes a trend, now that it is a trend, you're like, I'm not into it.
I don't know. Something about me is like that. I've always been like that.
It's like a rebel type thing.
Yeah. Like when everybody's like into it now, I'm just like, I'd rather not, because I just rather not be like everybody else.
Man, the first time I realized that
was probably the first day you met me.
Okay, in 2003, 50 Cent came out with not Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay.
And there was a split, the same type of split where people were like, man, this guy is like one of the best rappers. He's all this. And then there was another side where people were like, he's not that great. Yeah. He's not that great. And I feel like when a trend is happening, there's something that tells a rebel, don't fall into it. Don't fall into it.
That is me, 100%.
Man.
Whenever I see everybody doing it, I'm like, nope. I'm going to go the opposite way.
You feel like a sheep if you're like...
I'm not a follower. I'm sure it's good. I may watch it when, when the hype...
I don't follow trends. I set trends.
I mean, you said it, not me.
Oh, man.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's a really good show, but I'll be watching it probably a year from now.
Yeah, talking about Tiger?
No, I'm done with that.
Yeah, that's the most watched Netflix show in the last 5 weeks, I think.
That's so weird to me.
Has it been?
I'm sure. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
I'm sure it'll get better because I only watched the first episode, so I'm sure it'll get better as the episodes go. But I don't know. Something about it was just not entertaining. I fell asleep. It wasn't entertaining to me. So
they said it started slow. That's what people.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't have the patience to wait for it to speed up.
Is there a new show that you're trying to be on?
I'm not really big on TV.
This is when you speak about trends. There's this. Okay, people are falling into this trend, and they don't know that they're falling into it.
What is it?
Okay, do you see these they put these pictures up, and they said, "One gotta go," right? And they put 3 people, right? So they put like, listen to this. They put like Jordan, and then they'll put like Iverson. They'll put like Charles Barkley.
Oh Lord. That don't even make no sense.
Yeah, so everyone's just going in on Charles Barkley. Oh, and be like, man, so hell no, get that motherfucker out of here. I'm like, he
didn't do nothing to nobody.
Another one gotta go. It said, what's that? Love and Basketball. The Wood. or brown sugar?
All of them, I guess. For
you don't
me.
like any of them? Oh, so okay. Have you seen The Wood?
I've seen all of them.
Masterpiece. Just
wait. I don't think I've seen. Yeah, I think I've seen all of them. Probably when they first came out, and then that was the
Love
last time I
Basketball's
saw them.
all right. Everyone, you already know.
I'm not even gonna like participate in this because I already know our friends gonna drag us. But you know, I wasn't really into those type of movies. I think they came out when we were in high school.
Yeah,
they were too racy for me. Like I was more into other stuff. You know.
I get that. And so are you onto any new shows now, or are you just kind of?
You know, I like my drama TV, like my Real Housewives.
Trash TV.
My love and hip hop. That's what I be waiting for. My Shies of Sunset, and then that new show. What's the Karma?
Karma. Yeah. The
I like
Indian
that
one.
show.
I love that show.
Yeah, that's good. So I like reality TV, trash TV.
Yeah, I like Child of Sunset.
I love Shies of Sunset.
I've seen every episode.
Yeah, love it.
And then I was really big in Real Housewives as far as Orange County, big. New Jersey, big.
Ooh, Beverly Hills. They got stupid money. They got money.
Yeah.
I be wanting to watch it because they got money.
Yeah. Now they have a girl.
Yeah, I forgot her name. They have a black girl now. So.
Yeah, girl from Jamie
Foxx.
Yeah, hope she could keep up.
Man, I hope so because them girls, they got money.
Man, so
but Atlanta's probably my favorite out of all of them.
Atlanta's the best one. Mm-hmm. You know, but Atlanta's a great place in general, just for black people. Mm-hmm. You don't think so? Oh, you don't agree? you don't like Atlanta like that?
I don't like trends. No, I'm just kidding. No, we've been to Atlanta once.
Yeah,
it only took me one time.
Yeah,
that's it. It was all right. It was okay.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I have a particular listener who's from. They're from Atlanta.
Oh, really?
They're gonna hear this later.
Hi, I love Atlanta.
Yeah. So you're over Atlanta. You're not really.
I mean, when we went, it was okay. We didn't do anything like, oh, take me back. You know, it was cool. It was a cool time. Your brother went. You know, my sister-in-law went. So it was 4 of us, and you got a tattoo. Mm-hmm. Your brother didn't.
My brother did get a tattoo.
Okay, so they got tattoos.
Kind of felt bad though.
Why?
Because it was from an artist that we flew down there to get it from that particular artist.
Right.
And he opened up his shop just for us on that day. It was like appointment only, and like my brother got the koi fish.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, and like that took a long time.
Yeah, it did. We ended up leaving them.
Yeah. And
went to go shop.
I was gonna get like a rocket ship that kind of goes around my rib, and that has like smoke and all this. And he kept saying like, "Hey, that's gonna take a long time. Are you sure you want to get? It's gonna hurt really bad." I was just like, you know. But that was supposed to be like a $1,200 like tattoo.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm only trying to spend like $300, $400.
Oh my god.
So I said, let me just get my name like right here.
Actually, that was my idea.
Yeah, he looked like, so you're gonna do y'all flew here, y'all gonna have me spend all my time just to do a name, and I was just like,
at least I'm getting some.
Yeah, and I got that tattoo right here. I'm not sure if y'all could see it. I love it though.
Aigbedion.
Yeah, I want to get more. I thought about the sleeve, but not sure about the sleeve.
I've always wanted a sleeve. Mm-hmm. I wish I would have gotten it before we had kids.
Not really like. Well, why do you say that?
Yeah, because that was like my rebel stage, tattoos and all that fun stuff. So now that I'm a mom, I'm like, I don't know.
You might get back into it though.
Maybe.
Man.
Maybe.
Well, there's actually one thing I want to mention. Mm-hmm. Do you have more time in you? Are you too tired?
I got some time.
I got a few minutes.
Look at 11 o'clock p.m. My brain shuts down. Mm-hmm. My eyes get red. I don't know what's happening, and my words are slur.
Okay.
So I think we got time.
Yeah, we got a few minutes. This was.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention about in the last episode I mentioned about the ducks.
Oh.
And we had these ducks in the backyard that
yes.
I couldn't turn the pump on because I didn't want any situations to happen. And what came to our surprise was that we're waiting for this duck that had
14
eggs? 14 eggs to finally hatch, so we could finally I would say what were our plans to even with the ducks? Or we're just thinking
We didn't have any plans. It was just like, okay, y'all hatch, y'all go about y'all business.
Yeah. But then while we're waiting on that duck to hatch those 14 eggs, or those eggs to hatch,
Yeah.
there's another duck that came in with all his ducklings. Like how many?
12.
12 of them.
A dozen.
Yeah, and they were like battling with this other mother in our backyard. So it was kind of like drama that was happening between two moms in our backyard. And and we learned a lot, you know?
We did. We learned a lot.
That, you know.
That mothers are very tutorial, regardless of what you are.
You said tutorial.
Not tutorial.
Territorial.
It's late. It's late.
I just wanted to look, because if we had let that ride.
I know. See, you got my back.
People gonna pause it. You're like, hey, what did she just say?
Territorial, y'all.
Yeah, and when a duckling from another mother goes near the nest or whatever, the mom will attack the duckling, throw it around, do all this, and the mom of the mother of the duckling that's being attacked doesn't really do anything.
No, we had to break the fight up.
Yeah, over and over.
I had to tell him, go outside and break the fight up between the two moms. I mean, not the two moms, the mom and the other duckling. So it was pretty sad to see. And then we've lost out of about 24, 25 ducklings in the past week. 2 of them didn't make it.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
It's very sad.
I was even trying to figure out how we could create like some kind of makeshift incubator because, like, okay, ducks, I guess they were, they bring their ducklings in the water, bring them out, I guess to give them practice. But after a while, they just end up leaving them. And then whatever ducklings are left behind, they're just left behind.
They're left behind, yeah.
So one duckling was in a pool, and the mother of the rival mother of, with the 12 ducklings ended up leaving, with 11, left the 12th one in the pool. And, basically the 12th one got out of the pool. Well, I took him out of the pool.
You scooped them out, yeah.
The other mother adopted this duck.
We thought she adopted.
Yeah. Next thing you know, a day later, her eggs
hatch.
Yeah, so there was like, how many ducklings were 13 or
total
something?
13.
Yeah, 13, but they kind of weren't showing any love
to the adopted one.
So then the adopted one was kind of on its own, and then eventually, I don't think it was getting enough milk or whatever it was, but it just started like, it looked like it was just slowly falling out of energy.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Yeah, and I thought maybe, I even called like one of the neighbors. I was like, is there a way we could incubate and bring this duck back to life? He's like, hey bro, I can't help you. I can't bring it up.
You asked me, can you nurse it? Nurse it with what?
No,
my kids are grown.
She's over here trying to find. You're looking at tutorials about, like let's say put water, sugar water with
and
bread. And while we're figuring all this out, the duck is already pretty much passing. So, and then the duckling that had all the hatched ones, whatever, they lost one too, right?
She left one behind in the pool.
Yeah.
And then the next morning,
that
was it.
Yeah. But now they're all gone. Not dead.
But they're all out the backyard.
Yeah, they're all out the backyard.
Which I'm so happy, because it did give us a lot of anxiety.
We thought it was gonna be a moment of entertainment, maybe like during this whole quarantine thing, which it has been.
Yeah, I loved waking up to them in a pool and seeing the little babies run. But then once you see like the mothers fighting each other, and then one mother attacking the other ducklings, it just gets too much. Even with the mom, and taking the ducklings out the yard and then coming back, and then you notice that 4 is missing. Yeah, I went out looking for them. I was like, how could she leave her 4 ducklings? And
then she left, came back, and then all
of them came back. So it gave me a sense of relief, like, oh my God, thank God.
I've never seen you that excited for something like that.
I know, man, literally jumping for joy.
Yeah, you actually were. She's like, they're all back, they're here.
I was so happy. I was so happy. The mama bear in me was so happy.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they're gone. They'll be back. They always come back.
Well, we could finally get the backyard done.
Yes, they're coming tomorrow.
Yeah, turn the pool back on.
Yes.
That pool is so green.
Man.
The back, it's just so crazy. It's because we haven't been able to cut it for how long? It's been
a while. It's been maybe like a month.
But we haven't even before that, we haven't even did anything to it for another month.
Yeah,
so
because
we come
usually in the
into
winter,
spring.
we don't let them do the yard.
Yeah, so.
Or backyard.
Do you want to, okay, there's a new term. It's called Misogynoir. Misogynoir.
Yeah.
Yeah, and okay. So this says specific denigration of black women, not women of color, but not even black men, but the specific denigration of like black women. And I want to know, is that something, because I never heard this term before.
Yeah, me either.
And they said it happens a lot. They said it happened with Trump and that one reporter where he's kind of attacking her, saying you have a nasty mouth or whatever. And then he was like, you need not be so threatening. You don't need to be so threatening. And then he kind of did the same thing to, some of the other presidential candidates that were coming out that were black women. Is that something in your past, or is that something that you've seen that happens where there's an issue that people have specifically with just black women and the respect I know for sure that this is
yeah, I mean, but I didn't see it growing up. I think I've noticed it more maybe in college. When we had all those organizations that we joined.
Yeah.
And people talked about it. I think that's when that's when it was brought to my attention. I guess because growing up in New Orleans, we're all different colors. So, your parents can be, blue eyes, blonde hair, but they're black, and then their kids come out dark skinned. So
there wasn't really a lot of that?
No. I mean, I didn't see it.
Oh.
I didn't really see. I mean, I got a lot of I wouldn't say prejudice, but I don't know what to even call it. I mean, I got stereotyped because of my skin color. But it was
because you being light skinned?
Yeah. It was more oh, you think you're better than us type thing. Yeah. That was pretty much what I got.
But in this day and age, I know for sure, because they're saying that they over sexualize black women. And when I say black women, I feel somewhat they're based on this term. I think they're pretty much saying dark women, dark skinned women, or brown skinned women.
Probably so. I'm sure.
Yeah, because they're talking about how they, talk about their curves and over sexualize them. They said even during slavery times that they because of that type of, I guess, was it misogynoir?
Yeah.
Because of that, they said that they used that to justify raping slave women, because they said they're so overly sexualized, and this is what they want, this is what they bring into themselves. But they also, I wonder how you could fight against it. I think they mentioned, at least with this term, to how to fight against stuff like that is I guess call it out when you see it happening, or when you see it in, they say that you see it a lot in entertainment and cartoons and things like that. So it's the same way of when they did Asians, and they'll only have give them karate part,
right.
Now they don't do things like that because I guess either they've spoken up or the times have finally caught up. But it's definitely a term that I wasn't familiar with. I was wondering if that's something you've ever seen or experienced or whatever.
No, not really. No.
Well, cool. Well, this was such a great talk. I want you all, to give just a real big round of applause to, I would say, what temporary co-host. My best friend.
I'll take that.
Bly. She's been so great. So glad you came and joined us.
I didn't have anywhere to go, I promise.
Yeah, thank you for joining me on this episode 14. And as usual, love you.
Bye.
And remember to check on your children and to check on your strong friends. All right.